For 6 long years, Mario Pelser did something most believers never dare. He set aside every assumption, every tradition, and every emotional attachment, and he asked the questions no one wanted answered. He did not start with an agenda. He started with honest doubt, the same kind that surfaces when a pastor's sermon quietly contradicts what Jesus himself said about "my God." What began as private study in 2020 turned into thousands of hours of prayer, scripture comparison, historical research, and spirit of prophecy analysis. Mario read every side of the argument. He examined Trinitarian defenses, pioneer writings, Ellen White's complete body of work, not cherry-picked quotes, general conference statements, and the original 1872 fundamental principles. He documented every contradiction in real time. The result? 3 books that do not attack people. They simply hold Adventism's own claims up to the mirror of Scripture and let the reader see what is really there. When Jesus says, "My God," a short, devastating walk through the words of the Father, the Son, and the Apostles that expose the Trinity's fatal internal contradictions. The final verdict, why the Trinity cannot stand in Adventism, a 325-page, chapter-by-chapter demolition using Ellen White's own writings, prophecy, history, and Socratic reasoning. An unveiled truth, the hidden shift that changed a faith. A 348-page historical investigation that proves, with documented evidence, exactly how and when the doctrine was quietly slipped into the church. These are not opinion pieces. They are forensic examinations. Mario repeatedly quotes Trinitarian Adventist leaders, pastors, and official publications in their own words, then places those statements next to the Bible and the spirit of prophecy. The contradictions, the doublespeak, and the cognitive dissonance become impossible to unsee. In the process, Mario discovers something deeply sobering. Even prominent pastors and professors had not truly dug deep into the research. Now that he has done the exhaustive work, it becomes immediately obvious when listening to them speak. They have not researched the topics properly. The facts and the truth have been buried so deeply that most people never see them. You go into one rabbit hole only to find 3 more beneath the surface. And each of those leads to still more. Books were quietly changed. Statements that did not fit the new narrative were removed or reworded. Most people, even pastors, are unaware of these alterations. Mario knows because he asked them directly. He quickly discovered that even most shepherds have been deceived and do not know all the facts. One would think a pastor would do proper research before teaching on something as foundational as the nature of God. But to the contrary, most do not. Time after time, when the exact questions contained in these books were posed directly to Trinitarian leaders and members, the response was silence, deflection, or personal attack. Not one has provided a coherent, scripture and spirit of prophecy-based answer that holds under scrutiny. Mario has the documentation. He also brings 10 years of professional experience in cognitive behavioral therapy to the table. The books do not just present facts, they expose the psychological traps. The fear of being wrong your whole life, the discomfort of cognitive dissonance, the doublethink required to maintain 2 contradictory beliefs at once, and the emotional safety of doubling down instead of repenting. Mario uses the same Socratic method Jesus used: gentle, relentless questions that force the reader to see the contradiction for themselves. That is how real change happens. Not by force, but by truth becoming self-evident. These 3 books alone completely and utterly destroy the modern Adventist claims on the Trinity doctrine. They were written especially for the modern Adventist. If an Adventist reads them and still chooses the Trinity, that is their decision. But they can never again claim they were never shown the evidence. Here is the part that should make every one true God believer feel an urgent, almost uncomfortable obligation to share. If these books fall into the hands of Christians from other denominations, Baptists, Pentecostals, Evangelicals, Catholics, they will have everything they need to obliterate the modern Adventist claim that the Trinity is biblical and that Ellen White endorsed it. The contradictions are that glaring. The historical shift is that undeniable. The pioneers' original non-Trinitarian faith is that clearly documented. Adventism's current position is not just theologically weak, it has become its Achilles heel in the final crisis. Most members have no idea the doctrine they defend so fiercely is the very Trojan horse that leaves them unprepared. They will not have answers when challenged. They will not be ready. You now hold something rare. Truth that took 6 years of blood, sweat, tears, and prayer to compile, and it is offered completely free. The free library link where you can download all 3 books right now, and the link to support the Mobile Missionary Project are both in the description of this video. Everything is there for you. No sign up, no cost, no barriers. Mario Pelser's closing plea in every book is the same. Share the free library link with at least 10 other people today. Because truth given freely must be passed on freely. This is not about one man's books. This is about the forgotten God of Jesus and the faith of the pioneers being restored before the shaking. The time of trouble is at the door. The final test is coming. And the church that clings to a doctrine its own founders and prophet never taught will not stand. You do not have to be a theologian. You do not have to debate. You simply have to do what the books themselves model. Ask the right questions and let people think for themselves. Share the link. Send the books. Let the questions do their quiet, powerful work. Because if you truly understood the impact these 3 books will have, you would already be sending them to every Adventist you know. Truth invites investigation. Silence is not an answer. Pass it on. The remnant is waiting.